Hi everyone. We're about to go live here on the podcast, and we're with some 3 leaders.
Yes, sir.
So Nolan's actually going to be leading our meeting today, our podcast, and he's going to be sharing some stuff. We're in his studio, 17th Ave, and I'm ready to learn.
Ready to learn.
Let's do it.
I'm ready to learn, dude.
Learning.
Everyone's learning. I'm not the only one.
Yes, sir.
The moment you stop learning is the moment you die. Inside. So I think how we'll start off is we want to get into some aspects for which you think is the biggest thing that makes a good leader in life.
3 things?
3 things, yeah, top 2 things. Go into some depth on those topics.
I was thinking about it today, and I think 3 things that are, like, for me, I've learned this the hard way. I learned this through, like, trial and error and reading books. Communication, sales, and leadership. Those are my 3 skills. That's what I learned.
Communication, sales, and what was the last one?
Oh, communication, sales, and last one would be leadership.
Leader.
Empathy.
Empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy.
King talks about empathy a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Empathy is a big thing.
Something I learned from my friend Camille. She told me to be a good marketer, you need to be very empathetic. If you can feel how people feel, you'll know how to market. And he got that from I think she got that from a spiritual awakening. But she's very smart. And she's getting married, so shout out.
Okay, so how do you see somebody that's good at communication?
Okay.
King. What makes somebody good at communication in your opinion?
I think someone who can talk, say hi. Someone
who's not like scared.
People who can understand like a situation, right?
Yeah.
Knows when to come in a conversation and comes out.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah.
This is what's that called? Social
awareness.
Yeah.
Socially aware.
Okay. Yeah. I learned that a lot from you guys.
Yeah.
Especially this last weekend.
Yeah.
These guys are big players. We got tons of people on the feed. Yeah. A bunch of people.
You're a little more socially aware. Sometimes I say some dumb shit. Can I swear on your podcast?
Oh yeah, hey yeah. Let's see what you got.
Okay, we'll get into the other 2. So empathy. Why do you think empathy is important?
I think empathy is important because it's like the thing. Treat people the way you want to be treated. That's it. That's why empathy is important.
And then the other one was communication, empathy, and
Sales.
Yeah.
I said that because look, I've been learning so much, especially from Grant Cardone, all the audio books and reading books that I've learned.
Yeah.
Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. These guys know how to sell, right?
Yeah.
One thing I learned on why is because look, a leader needs to sell his vision.
This is true. Yeah.
Watching all these leaders online, they need to sell their vision.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Steve Jobs had to sell his vision daily on why the iPod, the Nano, the iPhone was gonna be popping, right?
Yeah.
So you have to sell to the people.
Yeah.
He failed, but keep going.
But ultimately, he prevailed.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think that one thing is providing value. You have to provide value as a leader too.
Of course.
Yeah.
How do you provide value?
That's a good question. You want to answer that? How do you provide value in leadership?
How do I provide value? I just find a problem and I see how I can help that problem. I like to ask questions. What's the biggest challenge?
And then also giving people a a direction, path. I think that's very valuable.
I think King's really good at that, actually.
Uh-huh.
I want to share the space with King here. King's good at this.
We do it.
Providing people with a path.
Value.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Providing value.
I think for me, man, like for value, I just see it as, if you're in my space, like if I know about you, like first of all, if I'm aware of you, the way I see it is okay. If I'm aware of you, then if there's a point in life where you need my help, I want to be able to be in a position where I can help you. So I'm gonna work really hard. So if one time we meet, at least I can provide some kind of value. Doesn't matter if it's an information, monetary, emotional, physical, spiritual kind of like help. I'll provide it because I just like to give. It's like nature that my mom and dad told me. But of course, don't get me wrong, I get a little bit selfish too from time to time, and just kind of finding the balance really now. And it kind of really taught me, what people really value. Like what he values and what you value is different.
Yeah.
Right? But that's the reason why if you can be the person that, let's say, there's one person and it creates a team. I can provide value to both of you that satisfy both of your needs, and then if you guys connect, if the two both connects, and if you both solve or if you both provide value unconditionally to each other, that's when like a synergy is formed, right? And then it clicks.
Yeah.
Now, with adding value and social skills, coming back to that with communication and sales, it's kind of like now you have this two circle. Now you're gonna sell this energy to this energy and see if they can combine. And then when it happens, you have that circle. And then you look for another one and see if you can build it. But sometimes, if you want to build something farther, really far, you need to have smaller. If you want to have something fast, like big and quick, you have bigger scale. Like poof. But that's like the impact on the ground. Poof. But if you have only two, you have so much energy that you, instead of like covering this space, you only cover this space. It's like poof, poof, poof. You go deep. It's the value that you can give.
That's beautiful.
I agree, man. And look, back when I was working at a car dealership, I used to work at a car dealership, right? And one thing that really helped increase my income, my sales, and help people was doing what King just said. Social awareness and also bringing people in the circle.
Yeah.
My social circle, right?
Yeah.
And King's actually forming a social circle right now, guys. He's building a social circle.
Well, he's built it. He's
already built it, right? And like, look, what I learned from King was that when I was working at Move, he's growing, right? One thing that has really helped me, and I know for our audience here, there's some salespeople, entrepreneurs. One thing that really helped grow my sales, especially people in network marketing that watch this, is that when I mine my power base, right? When I mine the people in my circle already, when I connect with people, hey, like King, and maybe I'll ask for a referral, like, hey, who do you know that would love this? Whether I'm selling roofs or leadership, right? Who do you know? And there's always a network, and I get to know, and I follow up, and that's really helped increase my life, quality of life.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Going back to communication, what are some tips that you give to somebody that maybe isn't the best communicator?
That's weird. Did you like? Oh, that's the same question he had over here. Okay, that's interesting. But the 3 things for a communicator is probably the first one is to, first of all, find a habit. Right? Find what you love. And when you find what you love, you will have the confidence and the ability just to talk about it. That's all you really need is you need to be able to know how to start a conversation at least. Right? And when you have something to talk about, all the other person needs to do is like tap into that interest. That's like your hot button. As a person who's trying to sell, your hot button is your passion. If I can make you talk about your passion and relate to you, so right, or friendship happens, a transaction happens. So if you can find your passion, that's one. You can break that. Now what you do is you go out to events that people hang out that do that. So let's say you're new in a city. Yeah, so I'll be really practical So if you're new in a city and you know you need 3 skill set or 3 things to do, first thing that you do is like find what you love. So let's say you play basketball, you love basketball, or you fucking love something, just whatever, right? And you go to that place and find people, and then just find people and talk about what you love and do things together, right? And then when you do that, just keep doing that, and that's the third thing is follow up. That's it. And that's all you really need, and you're able to create a big circle just with those 3 things. Like
Powerful.
very, very simple.
Powerful.
Yeah, but pretty much.
Okay. And with sales, what would you give him for 3 tips on sales?
3 tips on sales, man. You have to buy me dinner for that.
Come on, man.
Expensive. I like it.
You ain't getting that. That's the juice. Alright, provide one thing. Come on.
Alright, well, I can give you one.
Okay.
Sales?
Yeah.
Is one thing, I needed to work on this today when I was with my manager and selling things, is like, I needed to agree with people.
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, I can't afford it. One thing I could have done is like, I agree. Like, hey, I understand. You're right. Done. I'm with you. That's when I know I could be like, okay, I can be empathetic with someone.
Yeah.
And if they say they can't afford it, I'm like, I understand, man. I've been there.
Yeah.
But how can we make this somewhere you can afford, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
That's powerful. How can we make this somewhere we can afford it?
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god.
It's powerful.
You just flip the switch.
Yeah.
That's just like, oh, this guy's like introducing us to the business world, bro.
In terms of entrepreneurship, I know that a lot of people can get split up. And how would you say is the best way to keep your team tight and keep your team motivated?
First thing was the step was easy to is be willing to let them go, right? I need to be willing to be like, okay, these guys are humans. They have their own dreams. They only have their own motives for joining what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If I can understand that and tap into that, like why they joined, like because they wanted more social skills, and I'll tap into that. When I'm empowering them as a team, I can focus on that strength. Like, hey, look, this is a great chance for you to work on your social skills. If we go to this network event and we promote this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that the other day with one of my teammates, Naranjan. I had to really find his strength to engage him, right?
Yeah.
Because I heard only 1 out of every 5 people in the workplace are actually fully engaged.
Yeah.
1 out of every 5. The rest are just like, I can't wait to clock out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. So, great question, thank you.
You have to be willing to let them go sometimes.
Yeah. But no, but also that be willing to let them go, but be willing to inspire them and keep them on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it can't just be like all whatever.
Yeah.
I have to love and care for them, man.
Yeah.
My team.
In a way, like they could never repay me. How can I give them an information? Is that information that they didn't know and they learned because of you? It's like, holy shit, that's thank you. These informations, learn informations without anyone's input. If you want to learn something on your own, it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
But what this person is doing, maybe when he gives you that information, poof, you go quick.
Yeah.
That's what I try to do with people, is I try to find a way to reach them, but sometimes it's hard to communicate and just I'm just trying to find it.
Yeah.
I can't most of the time. I've failed many times, but I've also succeeded many times. You know? And biggest lesson is, how can I thinking about everyone first before myself, it's it's helped me grow that. But the thing is, the cost of that is myself, not fulfilling what I want.
Yeah.
So now I have to just find a balance.
Yeah, straight up. Because I know people are always saying, like, oh, yo, I want to help other people, man. Well, bullshit, bro. I know you want to help yourself too, man.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I wanted to do it, right?
Yeah.
Right? There's always a reason why we do things. Why, right?
you can't empty your cup, man. You gotta keep your cup full.
Straight up.
You gotta fill your cup until it spills into the
And I know you just recently jumped into some sort of thing with the relationship, right?
Mm.
And I know like maybe you could, would you say there's things you can learn from that relationship?
Of course, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Huge things, man. Relationships teach you a lot, man. They teach you lessons about yourself, about just being with other people, you know. Like, they teach you things, yeah. It's
If you
so
like to
valuable, man. So valuable.
Can you share what you learned recently? Like maybe for people who are watching, they know they have a girlfriend too. What could they learn?
I mean, you learn about all your like faults. You learn about your faults essentially. If you're aware enough, you have to be aware first of all. If you're not aware, you're not gonna learn shit.
Facts.
So if you're awake, love is fucking hard, man. Love is hard.
I raised my hand to that.
Yeah, it's not easy, but there's benefit in it. Like there's benefit in learning. There's like, yeah, I can't even put it in words, man. I can't put it in words because it's just it's hard to describe. Like everyone knows, right? Everyone knows. Like you've been in relationships.
Mm.
I mean, he's been in a relationship, so
Maybe what about you learn about being a man?
yeah, of course.
In this relationship.
Yeah, well, you always have to keep being the man. Don't make the mistake of not being the man.
Don't make that mistake. You fucked. Less. Say less.
I don't want to say too much because she might watch this.
I know. Oh shit! I think we should send this to him.
Yeah, I'll probably send
I pray for the Lord.
But yeah, I think that in my past relationship, I learned a lot. I learned one of the biggest things that I learned is that somewhere in my like subconscious, I was talking to King about this earlier today. Somewhere in my subconscious, I don't think that like I'm worthy of being loved or something like that. Yeah. And so that's something I think that like stems from my parents divorce because I was really young. I'd always like go downstairs and like sit outside the room and just like listen to them fight and shit like that. And yeah, that was a hard time for me. I took a big hit when they got divorced. But so I think that like it's in my subconscious that maybe like I put that like burden on myself, you know, that I was like the reason that they split up as a child.
It was my fault.
Yeah. And I think that like a ton of people do that, man. Like so many people. I know a lot of people that have that, you know, their parents split up on their child and then they blame themselves. And the sad thing is like a lot of people, they don't see that shit. They don't see it, you know? They're not aware enough of themselves to actually see that and see that that is affecting their everyday life in their decision making, in their thought process. When you're aware of it, at least you know, like you can read your thoughts and you can be like, oh shit, maybe it's cause, like it could be because of this, right? Yeah.
I think I see the impact on that with kids because now that I meet a lot of people, I see like a certain pattern. You know, it's kind of like when a kid grows up in this kind of environment, he forms this identity.
Yeah.
Right? He forms this identity that I am this because of this. I
Yeah.
am this. Because you want the product of your environment. But that sad part is our subconscious mind is born from the age of 0 to 7.
Yeah.
So whatever was your subconscious living in,
Harvard study.
yeah, exactly. And so that's the thing. You have to reprogram your subconscious. If you want to change your life,
Yeah.
you need to be able to reprogram that way of thinking.
And that's all comes down to habit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Habits of changing your thought process.
And the body too, because what the body do.
Yeah.
Motion
It's all
follows
connected.
emotion. Emotion follows emotion. So if you're doing something productive, your mind will be productive. But if you're always just doing something not productive, your mind is just gonna blank.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose that sharpness.
Yeah. Yeah. That's powerful, man. Yeah. Another thing that I learned.
What's your Facebook here? I'm gonna add you.
N
And
EFF. Yeah.
Neff landscaping. Okay, cool. For social confidence
Oh, this is recording.
value. Follow King and Nolan Neff for social confidence value. Cool.
Yeah. I think another thing that I learned about my past relationship is like nobody's perfect, man. Everyone has their shit, you know? And like when you go into a relationship thinking that, you know, this girl or this guy's gonna be fucking perfect for me, like in business or whatever, it doesn't matter. Then you're gonna end up being disappointed. Yeah. Because everyone has their shit. Life isn't easy. Everyone has their shit. Everyone has their problems, and you gotta be able to find a way to work with it, or just move on from that person in whatever aspect you are interacting with them.
You know what I said to a lady today, dude? I told her, she's like, "How are you working on your dating?" I told her, I'm like, "Hey, look, I don't put women on a pedestal." I told her straight up. She gotta bend it and trigger it. I ignited her emotions.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that to a woman, but
You can't, gotta find. There's women
Yeah.
are very sensitive. Women are very
yeah.
sensitive. So you gotta be gentle with them, right? You gotta be careful with the words you use because these
Yeah.
words could literally make or break your relationship with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you don't
Is that
tell
all-
them. Don't tell them that. You tell them by your actions. Bro.
Yeah.
Tell them by your actions. That's how you do it.
There you
Wow. Okay.
Man, there's gonna be so many trigger quotes. But it's true though, because like women, today, like, and women are amazing. Women are freaking amazing.
That's
I
right.
love women.
I love women too.
I love women. I love being around them.
Mhm.
They're freaking awesome.
I know.
Like
I don't get it. Why people don't want to? I'm just like, why you hanging out with a bunch of guys, man? Like, you can just chill with girls, and they're just like, they're gonna empower you, like, give you so much creativity, and like, they're smart, man.
Yeah.
They just see the world.
They see the world differently. They have different brains than men, so it's interesting interacting.
Yeah, it helps us grow.
Yeah, it helps us grow, exactly. Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. But like when it comes to that's what this is all about, right? Like women literally have physically different brains than us, so they experience everything differently. And there are some like women are way more emotional than men. They experience emotions differently. Like I was telling you earlier, they experience emotions differently than men. Men, they're always like, if they have a problem, they try and solve the problem, right? They're always trying to problem solve. Let's get this fucking shit figured out, motherfuckers. Okay?
Yeah.
We just want to get that shit over with.
Yeah.
Like,
Advice and stuff like that, right? Giving advice.
yeah. Or you're like giving advice. Yeah, if I hear what like you tell me your problem, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to give you some advice. That's what men do. Because they're logical. They're very logical. And it's just personality traits. It's not like women are illogical. I'm not saying that. Like some people are just more logical. We're all, at our core, we're all very illogical beings. Even men. Because most of our decisions that we make are based off of our emotions. They're not based off of our thought process.
Yeah.
That's
Emotions are variable. That's why with sales, emotions.
but with women it's amplified.
Yeah. God damn. Just gotta amplify it. Give it fire. Give it fuel.
Yeah, yeah. So if you like hear a woman like, if you hear like one of your girlfriends talking to another girlfriend, and they're talking about like some drama or something, you won't hear them like trying to give a lot of the time, anyways. You won't hear them trying to give the other girl advice.
Yeah.
You will hear them.
You're like, oh my god, that sucks.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. They're all like that. They're pathetic, man.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Yeah, and that's because that's what they want to hear. That's what like they don't want to. They just want to be heard.
Exactly.
They don't want to. They don't want your advice. They don't want your fucking advice. They just want to be heard, man. And if you can give them that, then you can create some very strong friendships, relationships in life with women.
Sheila's like talking about women, huh? She's from the Philippines. Sheila.
Yes. Come join the conversation.
Sheila, what's your thoughts on this? You're watching it. What are your thoughts on what we talked about?
Ask away, man. You got. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other messages that you wanted to give, bro? To any one last ones?
I think that in terms of relationship dynamics, it's not like so much like not putting the woman on the pedestal. Like it definitely there's an aspect of that, but like it's more that the woman wants to see that you're doing shit with your life, right? The woman values what you're doing with your life, okay? Whereas us men, we don't care as much. But like if you're always like, oh yeah, like let's chill, let's hang out like every day, and you're always texting her, she sees that you're not fucking doing shit with your life. She sees that, you know, all the attention is going towards her. You're validating.
They're like,
So like, okay, so let's say I'm focused on my mission, so with mission-driven life. So I'm focused on my mission, eyes on growing my program, my social confidence program.
Yeah.
What's the balance between having time with my girlfriend, you know, having a good sex life, and having a business? What do you think is the great combination? Because I fell victim to this. I work all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe some of our audience can relate.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think it's dependent, honestly, on the people. You have to sit down and have a conversation about it with whoever you're with, right? Because their opinion on it is probably going to be different from yours.
Yeah.
And you have to find a balance. If you want to keep that relationship in your life, you have to find a balance with what you know. You got to make sacrifices sometimes. You got to make sacrifices if that's something that you want.
but don't get this too. You have to first make sacrifice for yourself.
You always put yourself before the other person, because you can't care for other people if you don't care for yourself.
You can't love someone if you can't love yourself.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
Self-love. Aren't you guys teaching this in an upcoming idea you guys have coming up?
No.
I'm just like, I just give it a little taste. Like, what is
I don't know. It's okay. Let me tell you a little bit. We just have a vision. We have a vision. This vision is, for me, I believe to achieve this vision, I might not see it, you know, but my younger ones can see it. I don't know, but it's something that is way bigger than ourselves. But of course, you know, to build something big, you first have to build something small, because that small thing would be one of the foundations of this grand thing that you're trying to do, right? So our vision, we can't share that yet too. So, but that's what we're trying to do, and it's like, yeah. That's all I can say.
Yeah, all right.
Low key. not trying to say too much right now.
Anything else you guys want to add to the last words? Last things. How can we follow you? I love you, Mom.
Thanks, son.
Shout out to my grandparents, my brothers out there. Woo! The West Coast, the Philippines.
Straight up. All the way to the Philippines, right?
This guy used to live in a hut.
Man, lifestyle, baby.
God bless.
That's
Man.
For sure.
I think that finishing up, leadership, top 3, communication, sales, empathy. If you can focus on those things, perfect those things, you can become a great leader.
Yeah. This is something I'm going to be covering more into some of our leadership training, some of the courses that some things are happening with the Nerio team and the mystery box. Some big things are happening, so keep your eye out for these guys, all right? We've been masterminding, and I've learned so much from these guys. I'm starting to build a social life for myself. I want to have more time with friends instead of behind a computer. So find me more with, you'll see me with these guys often, right? King, Nolan.
Let's do it. Let's make it happen.
But hey, follow us, follow the mission-driven life. We want to serve leaders, and I want to just like show some awareness right now, because you're part of leadership. You have to hold space, share space, and claim space. And what today I wanted to do is I wanted to share space for another leader like Nolan to lead the podcast today. Sometimes I follow King's leadership. Sometimes they follow my leadership, and leadership always changes. There's always that one leader, the rest are following. That's what I learned about leadership. It's not always about me and what I want. It's about collaboration. So maybe I modeled something for you there. Maybe you have a team that you can empower, someone you can empower to lead something, a discussion, a meeting, circle. So yeah, that's what I'm very fortunate for. Thank you for everyone that tuned in for the
balance.
Yeah. Thank you for everyone that's watching and tuned in to the podcast. Is this a podcast with you guys too?
Yeah. We're putting it out soon. Mystery box.
We're just building. You know, we want, when we release something, we want to make sure we have resources, so we get, you know, we don't have to record for like 2 months, 3 months, but we still have content for 4.
Yeah. It's amazing. Hey, so stay tuned. Follow these guys. They're awesome. At King Nerio and at Nolan Neff.
Yes, sir.
All right. Keep an eye out. These guys are on fire. Bye.
Peace.